Welcome to the Peer Effect Postbag. I'm James Johnson, joined by Freddie Birley. We asked for your questions, and Freddie and I are going to tackle them together. These aren't theoretical case studies, it's the stuff that's keeping you up at 2 a.m. Let's get answering. Welcome to the Peer Effect Postbag. I'm James Johnson.
I'm Freddie Birley. So, how's your week been?
It's been okay. I managed to slice my top of my finger off.
Oh my god! How?
So we were doing meal prep on Sunday, and our son was sort of joining in to sort of keep an eye on us and join in. He did this really cute thing where we'd done some parsnips and carrots, and he was standing all of the parsnips up, so it's kind of like sort of thicket of parsnips on the top. And then he decided to get ambitious and took like a carrot and a parsnip. And I was busy grating these carrots, and he sort of dropped it, and just out of instinct I lunged foot to try and catch it, forgetting I was still holding the grater, and just took the top of my finger off.
Oh, that goes through me. That goes through me. That's not good. That's not good. How is it now?
Sore. But actually, because it's my left thumb. Actually, you just suddenly realise how often you use your thumb. I mean, it's probably not a massive shock to people, but it is quite useful, your thumb.
No, yeah. But I think whenever you hurt any part of your body, you realise how much you use it.
Yeah.
It's because you keep re-knocking it. You're like, yes. I don't realise I knocked this part of my body so many times, but yeah.
Putting socks on, doing your shoelaces up, gripping things, trying to do the gym this morning, like I can't use dumbbell. It's
I'm sorry. I hope it heals quickly because that's grim. That's so grim. Did you save the carrot though? That's the most important question.
I didn't even get anywhere near the carrot. as I realised what I'd done, I sort of very quickly came back to my finger. Sod the carrot.
Yeah. Oh. So, in other news, question from Anna. What do I do if I feel like my co-founder is micromanaging me? Yeah.
I mean, two interesting words in there, like feel. I feel like they're micromanaging me. So I'd be curious if they are. But I'm also wondering what is happening to cause that sense of micromanagement. Is there something that's going on where you feel that you are not doing stuff, or you feel that you are doing stuff and they are being very much on top of you?
Yeah.
And at the heart of that, I had some clients a while back who are co-founders, and you often hear this sort of phrase co-founders, and you just assume that people are equals.
Yeah. True.
And you just assume that the sort of shareholdings are equal and they've started it together and actually what I discovered is that wasn't the case. Like they didn't have equal shareholdings. They hadn't started it at the same time. One had come in slightly later. And so actually one was in some ways the senior partner.
Yeah.
And which left a really interesting dynamic of sort of they felt that their role was in some ways to manage their co-founder. Which was tricky because sort of the other co-founder didn't feel that was the case. And we talked about this last week, this idea of sort of being clear on expectations. But because I went in assuming one thing which turned out to be incorrect.
Yeah.
And I think there was a misalignment at the heart of the dynamic.
Yeah.
Which actually, when you also dug into actually the person who was the original founder actually very much did want to be the shot caller. Which I think was a surprise to their co-founder. So actually surfacing some of this stuff was quite helpful. So if that co-founder said to me, I feel like I'm being micromanaged, they would definitely they probably were micromanaged as well, but they were definitely being managed, and that was by design.
And that comes back to what we've talked about in the past around expectation management and noticing when friction comes up, it's like, it's an opportunity to realign. We're misaligned right now on some kind of expectation. So we need to both understand what we're expecting or what our needs are, how we discuss those, and then we can figure it out. Because it's interesting on this point of micromanagement. I often see micromanagement when people desire to control because they feel like something can be done better or differently. And I've been so guilty of this in the past as well, this feeling of like stepping in because you want to help and you want to help someone get somewhere, and actually like needing to let go and to trust more and or communicate what you need more explicitly and like an outcome that you need more explicitly. And so you give them like the grace to figure out how to get to the outcome.
Because interesting things, I definitely agree. Sometimes people step in because they want to help.
Yeah.
I've also seen it where people micromanage or step in because they're feeling out of control themselves. And so you see this quite a lot in sort of people as they progress up an organization, particularly shifting into founder position or CEO position, because you've gone up throughout your career as kind of the specialist.
Yeah.
And you become sort of a manager and then a director, or you start your own business. But suddenly you are no longer the expert.
Yeah.
And actually, particularly if you're feeling out of control or things are not going how you want them to, your safe place might be to step back into where you feel. So let's say you came up the marketing route or up the sales route, you might end up stepping very heavily back into the sales team because that is your sort of safe space of expertise.
This is so true. And it's a dopamine hit to feel like you're contributing in a way that you're still winning.
Yeah.
And you're contributing in a way that allows you to feel like you've done something good. You've done a good job in something. That's so true. I've seen that a few times as well.
So I wonder what's going on in this case, whether it's, let's say they are being micromanaged. Are they coming from a starting position of we are actually clear who's doing what, or are they both trying to do the same things? Have they set out a clear, like, right, you focus on this, you focus on that?
Yeah.
And has anything changed around that might, is there an underlying lack of performance which might be causing some drift in where they're focused?
Yeah.
Is maybe your co-founder underperforming and therefore they're trying to sort of deliver on something? I feel there'd be quite a lot of curiosity and a conversation around what is actually going on for your co-founder in this position.
Yeah, 100%. And that will give you, it's really hard to know without more context on the story. It's really hard to know where to start and unpick. But ultimately, a conversation. It sounds like a conversation needs to be had on expectations. I'm interested also that made me think of one other scenario I see on micromanagement, especially when there's ambiguity in roles with co-founders or like a genuine curiosity of so say one co-founder is technical, but is also really curious about the brand building and the marketing, and they want to get involved and they're hungry to still be involved because they see it as, which it is, it's half their company, or a third their company, or whatever the dynamics are. And so they want to get involved because they want to have a say, they want to contribute, they want to help. And then the other co-founder feels like they're kind of stepping on their toes, or they're not giving them enough space to actually make decisions and actually own the area that they're responsible for. And so then this really hard tension between wanting to move efficiently and play in your lanes, but equally wanting to create the best outcomes. And have you seen anything along those lines?
Yeah, I was going to ask you how you deal with this, because I see it all the time. It's kind of, I suppose, being generous in your allowing your co-founder to share their opinion. I see two things. One is this trade-off between efficiency and effectiveness.
Yeah.
Like, it's quicker to always make decisions by yourself.
Yeah.
But do you get to the right point? I do think discussing everything clearly is inefficient and can be frustrating, particularly if it's only one way, because I think if you're the non-technical co-founder, it's very hard for you to get back involved in the...
Exactly.
So it feels like it's very one way.
Yeah.
Which requires quite a lot of confidence, self-confidence, I think, from maybe the bit more business-focused side, and awareness from the person on the technical side.
Yeah.
What are you seeing?
I think it's really personal between the two of whoever the dynamics are, but that's a really important piece of the technical person can contribute, but the business focused person can't really contribute on the technical side. And so that creates a really interesting tension. I think people have to be open about how it's making them feel, what the results that they're creating. Are we happy with the results that I'm creating on the business side? Or is this you saying that actually you think we could be moving faster or differently, or you feel like you've got better ideas? And it's almost like parking your ego and being like, what is best for the business here? If you have ideas that you can contribute to the business side, that you think that we agree are better ideas than what we're currently doing, then let's explore them. Let's find like specific contexts where you can contribute. And at the same time, I need your trust that this is my area of ownership and I need to be able to make the ultimate decision. Because I think everyone needs to know that they're valuable and that they're contributing, and that's attention.
I always think that just being as, I think it's tempting to think of the business as kind of like your opportunity to learn.
Yeah.
And that's just not, that isn't always the case. Like what is best for the business may not be for you to get to enjoy yourself by getting involved in things which are maybe not strictly relevant.
Yeah.
I always think there's a danger thing, like your opinion doesn't necessarily matter. I think it's a very hard thing to say, but I think where I got to when I was running a business was I said to my team, don't ask me my opinion if you don't really need it, because A, it'll pull me into your project that you probably don't want me to get involved in. And also my opinion probably has less value than yours because I'm further away from it.
Yeah.
And also ultimately we should try something, and from the data we'll see very quickly whether it's right or wrong. So we both might think it's a great idea and the data will tell us it's wrong.
Yeah.
So much better actually to get stuff out there that you're not horrified by and see what the response is, track the response and see if you need to pivot.
Yes.
Rather than spending lots of effort going, is this the best idea we possibly come up with? Because 90% of the time you're going to be like the data's out there anyway.
Yeah, completely. And is this efficient and effective? On the effective side, you having a good relationship with your co-founder is essential. And if you consistently feel micromanaged or aka untrusted, if you feel untrusted by your co-founder, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And to be effective in your roles, you need to feel trusted, you need to feel empowered, you need to feel like you're free to do your best work.
And appreciated.
100%. And so if that's not how you feel, there's always introspective work we can do, but then also discussing that and talking about it and trying to move through that so that you can be sustainable in your relationship and therefore effective in what you're doing. Because this can be a huge distraction, like the emotional weight of that, and then the annoyance, and then every time that happens you're pissed off, and then that takes you away from your work, and it means you're not as effective, and then you're not as present, and like it can have a real ripple effect on performance.
Yeah. I mean, it's only when you see co-founder teams that are working really well, you see when they get this balance right, how they, because like all things, I suppose, it's a balance, isn't it? Sometimes it is really powerful to get the two of you together. Yeah. And sometimes it's really powerful to just go, right, get on with it.
100%. And you need to find that rhythm. Okay. What are you taking away? What's been interesting?
I think just the co-founder dynamic just requires so much work, doesn't it? Yeah. I mean, it can fall apart in so many different ways, or sort of misaligned expectations, misaligned behaviors. But I think we keep going back to is if you can be clear with your expectation, be clear with your communication, you've got the best chance of doing it. Because you really want to be in a space where you're both feeling aligned, appreciated, and free to do great work. And that gives you the best chance, I think, of being successful.
Yes, 100%. Nice.
Well, we'll see you guys again next week. This has been the Peer Effect Postbag. As ever, if any questions, reach out at hello@peer-effect.com, and happy scaling.